Hey everybody, it's Derek with the Swarm here, and I'm bringing you the next recap from the CWL Invite League, Week 2 action. In this one, we did go up against WHF, and as you can see, we pulled off the 4-star victory. This puts us at 2-0 on the season. They'll drop to 1-1. Overall, it was a little bit closer than the war would indicate. Oh, I want to be at the. So they had the space by top. They could have triple or 2-star, so they went for a triple late. As well as there was this base they got a 99 on, and this one they got a 98. So little kind of the score is a little bit misleading from what the war kind of felt like and everything going on. They were able to pull off 3 10v10 triples, and we did get 5. They had those 2 high percentage ones. Kind of cost them a little bit there. But either way, that's how it goes sometimes. Great job from us at 10v11. I think they barely took any attacks. We'll go ahead and start with some of those. And first up, we boss on his 10, coming in, getting an 80%. If you saw that, it's incredible. He could have. You'll see. It's just absolutely incredible. So we'll start off with some funnel troops up top, just to kind of clear some percentage out of the way. Not really doing a whole lot. You can see like one came down at the bottom, and then here comes the queen, and now this is where percentage is going to start really racking up. The queen is able to get quite a bit of the base. She's able to get all the air defense, like the 2 air defenses on that side, and then the stuff that's kind of offset is not really effective, or like not really a big deal to her. Goes ahead and sends in 2 wizards to just kind of try and break off that funnel. Fortunately, didn't get that barracks, but the queen's already committed to going down. So she's going to keep walking on down to 9 o'clock, just picking up percentage and setting up the funnel for the Gobo kill squad that's going to do the town hall dive. As you can see, there's no wall breakers here, so everything's kind of just moving on through. The queen, I'm not sure if you wanted the queen to wrap around. I believe she beats through a wall. I was watching quite a few attacks, making my notes here, and I remember that one exactly. Then comes the golem with some bowlers under rage, just set up the funnel. I really like this. Every time I'm seeing people do this, just something I think works very effectively, and some of the bowlers come back in and everything, so it's worth a whole lot. So yeah, the queen does beat the wall. Then comes a freeze, gets a freeze on the CC and the Inferno Tower, so just money. Gets one of the Teslas too, which is just nice. Has that jump spell, rage spell down to just get everything moving right into the core. Queen's still up doing work, kind of clearing that top side. She's also tanking some of those defenses, so that's really kind of valuable. In come the last bit of the bowlers. They do get that Inferno Tower first, which allows this attack to really kind of progress and get tons. So uses that queen ability. Too many defenses were on her, and just takes out what she can. From here, it is just beating through a wall and clearing out a little bit more trash, but 75% already. You can see most of this base, kind of the potential of this base, is already smashed. Does have this little death corner with quite a few point defense, but it's crazy how close this came. So great job, boss. This is one of the attacks early in the war. It just gave us a huge lead. So we did get the 5 10v10s. We'll take a look at 4 of them. The other one I got for another video. But we're going to start off in a little bit differently. And I really wanted to give props to Soko, because I feel like, from my perspective, and I think a lot of other people would agree, we were kind of struggling at 10v10. Soko came out and just smashes this base, and then from there, just the pressure is kind of off to get that first one, and I think it just opens this floodgates up. So I wanted to reward that by showing it off first, as opposed to just on the map. So he's going to do a Gobo kill squad, and he wanted his queen to kind of just walk down this side from 3 to 9 or 3 to 6, clear some defenses, and kind of just die. This way she wouldn't mess with the hound at all. Then comes the golem, the king, and the bowlers. This entry was tested, but the queen did go in, so this was like kind of an adjustment to the plan, as we wanted to have the queen go away, and that way the hound wouldn't pop, and all 4 of the air defenses would go down, as well as the 2 sweepers. So the queen's moving on through, or she like kind of walks around, which is perfect. The bowler kill squad and the king get exactly what they wanted to. That everything kind of taken out. Then here comes just the one hound, and had quite a few loons, and just kind of clearing out the rest of this base. Raging through the first bit, there was that Wizard Tower Tesla farm area, so he's healing over that. Gets all the loons, and this is beautiful because it gets all the loons back up to full health. So it's like he's starting his attack all over again, coming into the second Inferno Tower with that point defense. And just so many loons smashing this base. Does pop the hound, but still at the queen's ability. So he does just go ahead and pop that queen ability to take out most of the pups. There's one hanging around. And still, I believe, yeah, at this point, still has the hound up. And then just is just clearing up trash. Queen's up doing a lot of work, and then from here it's just those air skellies, how quick they can take down some loons. But eventually, as things lock onto the hound will pop here late, so it would have been okay anyways. Those pups then go clear off the skeletons off the loons, and then finish up on the CC where everything kind of started. A great job, Sogo. I mean, turned around the war right there, and allowed us to play a lot better. So next will come up one of the late triples, GCH, and your big time players go out there and they make big time plays to win wars, and that's exactly what he did here. So this was a cleanup attempt. There had been, I think, 2 of this like plan tested right before this. It was kind of the last base we were going for. But GCH just absolutely crushes it. Brady came really close, had I think a high 97 or 98%, just right before this one went in. This was all like with the final 5 minutes. So this queen walk that's going to come down from 12 to 3, raging over where he knows he's going to have a lot of point defense on him. Knew there was a giant bomb there, and then goes ahead and just cleared out a bunch of trash. As these archer towers start going down and the queen starts working around, he'll go ahead and eventually put down this baby dragon to set the funnel on the other side. Uses a hog to lure the CC. And that's going to pull everything out. Nice. And with everything kind of being tanked, the wall breakers are going to come in, open up the wall. This will allow his queen to charge in, get the Inferno Tower, get a sweeper, get a couple more defenses, and get the queen, most importantly. As his queen goes ahead, pops the hound into rage, just the pups just start dying to the poison, start dying to a minion, and the queen, she's going to go ahead and go in. This was a well-tested walk. The minion is the MVP kind of, too. Like, totally goes and gets that air skelly trap, which is nice. The queen does take quite a bit more damage because of it, just with the Inferno Tower. Pops the ability to get through the Inferno Tower, get through the queen, and then here comes the Lalo. So this all happens. I mean, you can see the walk took about 2 minutes for everything to start going, and now kind of the rest of this raid. This raid was very, very close on time. So in comes all those loons, raging them over the Inferno Tower, and now everything just is collapsing all around. Has that one haste spell left, and needs to get through the 3 expos that are down there, and that last AD. So these loons are all moving on across, getting through the first expo. And they get a nice little break here with just a nice pack of them going over to the second expo to take that down. The queen's walking around. This was well tested, like I said. Knew that would happen. Saves that one minion to go ahead and go on the CC, because that was always kind of a building that was left up. So great adjustment there. Queen's finishing off the last couple defenses. As the air defense goes down, all the loons are safe. Now it's just race against the clock. I mean, you can see how close this was. I'm not sure exactly what the time was, but I know it was right about 3 minutes because all the attacks kind of before this were buzzer beaters to get there. But GCH goes ahead, gets it done, and gets us that 5th triple. We'll take a look. Next one, we have Mort, and Mort came in and cleaned up beautifully this Bowie attack here. Just making some nice subtle adjustments. Had to make a little bit stronger flank at that 3 o'clock side going up to 12. You'll see that adjustment. I'll try and point it out as it happens. Kind of threw in 2 witches late to that funnel and just really ensured that side would go down. So in come what you typically see, like some bowlers and witches on the flanks. One other nice adjustment we did, we threw, since to get the, there's a lot of splash damage here, to get the queen away from the hound, and so she could like maximize her effectiveness, we went ahead and walked her with the witches kind of as their tanks, kind of generating tanks. Then comes the golem kill squad. The two late witches did already come out. I didn't point that out. That's kind of what really strengthened that flank up to get that done. Drops that heal spell, get everything back up. The rage spell to kind of get through that second Inferno Tower. And the bowlers lock onto it pretty early, so that's very, very nice. As soon as they take that out, they're able to get quite a bit more value. And the queen, you can see, just clears that side. The two witches kind of supporting her just absolutely wreck. And then the extra witches up top have just been destroying everything. And at this point, it's really just kind of a race of, will the witches get targeted, or will the hound pop and kind of slow everything down enough. So the queen still does have her ability, and she's doing some tanking, which is actually pretty nice, all things considered, because it does just take some damage off of that kill squad. Pops that queen ability, goes ahead, gets the archer tower down, and that ends the raid. Absolutely beautiful job. Good job, Mort. Next, we got Evan. This will be the last one we'll take a look at. Evan, I mean, this is just an insane queen charge. Another one, took quite a few hits to finally kind of get this one right. I mean, all these ones, I think, I don't think any of the ones we had really took less than like 4 hits. Those are, I mean, props to their base building. Nothing came easy to us in this war, and we definitely feel like we, earned any triple we got because of that. As the queen's walking down, there's another one. I mean, the walk just well tested. We kind of knew what was going on, knew the small adjustments we needed to make, and Evan just rages through that first group point defense. Knows with this queen walk, he's going to get the king, the queen, got 180 already, wants to get a second and the Inferno Tower. So in come some wall breakers as the king's kind of tanking a little bit of the space, or one of the wizard towers. The poison and the rage come down to take care of CC. Balloon does get a drop off, that's why the queen's health kind of spikes down. But then from there, Loon does just die off, and that's it. As all the pups are going ahead and getting cleared off the map, able to use the third rage to take care of the king, and then sends in these wall breakers and just wants to break into that queen compartment. Beautiful wall break. It does end up opening up another compartment, which is I think it's kind of nice for what ends up happening here. Just giving the queen options to take out, an Inferno, whatever she wants to kind of get. So the queen does step up into the compartment we wanted her to go in, get this air defense and get the Inferno Tower. But it does also, kind of give her access late in the raid to be able to walk over to the side. So in comes the Lalo. And the spell placement on this Lalo is just, I mean, it's gorgeous. It got everything, it corrected all the mistakes. Queen's pops her ability to take that first Inferno Tower as well. It was hasting right into the loons, a beautiful rage over both sweepers, archer tower, air defense, or not air defense, sweepers, expo, and the archer tower. Then coming into the last little group of compact defenses, I mean, it's just tons of high value kind of kill zones for the loons all over this place. The last hound's tanking that archer tower, the pups are doing work, the loons are caving in on the last couple defenses. I mean, at this point, it's all over but the crying, because there's just too many loons, and that hound's still up tanking. Air defense does finally go down. The hound is still up, and just a huge pack of loons. Queen's still up. Anytime your queen is going to live through a raid, you're probably doing something right. Great job, Evan. And then we'll take a look at a few of the 9v9 action. First up, Kidu with a suicide hero, Lalo. He does go ahead, picks up that black Sam, or picks up that Sam, and that's just to help with the baby drag. He wants to help kill the CC and clear some trash and just overall make this more effective. So pops that king ability early to try and beat through that wall to go get the queen, but the king kind of freaks out because the baby drag, I think, just dealt a lot of damage to the queen. They pop the hound, clear up the pups, and then at this point it's really kind of doing whatever. Just so you're able to just lalo the rest of this base pretty effectively. His lalo is really, really nice, so that always helps. The queen will go in and kind of just get some value, take out some more defenses, and then in come the loons, targeting both at 9 and 6 o'clock, and then sending in a couple hounds to back them up. So hasting the loons on the corner just to kind of wants to get them in, wants to collapse those kind of funnel defenses. That Tesla beat up was a little bit annoying because they had to kind of backtrack. Wants to heal everything over the middle while they get into the double expos and all that. The queen did take out a sweeper, which was just really, really valuable. Kind of help those loons get across this base. And then just so many loons trying to collapse on really just 2 defenses that matter. There just won't be enough to stop them. It does have a poison left over and a haste, so completely wrecks this base. So many loons. Such a great job with Kidu. Finishes up by clearing out the rest of the trash ring, getting us the 3-star. Nines did very, very well. I didn't write this down beforehand, but I think from our post-war stats, I want to say it was over 70%, maybe like 73% or something. 9v9 rate, so that's pretty incredible. Next up, we have Squeak, and outside of providing just the most OP scouts to the clan, Squeak does do a great job at also 3-star and 9s. So, wanted to show off her nice raid here, because, it was just gorgeous, well done. A nice queen charge, lalo, everything went textbook here. So the queen's going to kind of walk in, wants to charge in there, get the queen, get the sweeper, get a bunch of defenses. All that goody good stuff you're trying to gather, or kind of take out when you're doing a queen walk or a queen charge. Oh, and then the king comes in with a few wizards behind to take out the king and kind of set the funnel for the queen on that side. So the queen goes ahead and starts walking her way in. People take out some defenses and kind of rage through the kill of the hound CC. It was a big theme. A lot of these CCs at 9 also had hounds. Kind of interesting, just kind of try and help negate that offensive juggernaut that is the queen. Like your most ridiculously overpowered troop. Just does so much damage. As the queen goes ahead and takes out Tesla, now she'll go in. Loses 1 healer to a Sam, so this is, there was only 4, I don't know if you saw this, there was only 4 healers on this raid, so kind of worrisome, not really, I guess worrisome, but just kind of more impressive that the queen's going to end up just totally dominating, getting the core of this base. The Lalo just coming in so well done here, smashing the defenses on the side. Loons just continually coming in at these side defenses, just supporting the main pack. Hasting across this middle kind of dead zone that just has a couple low defenses, or a couple defenses that can target air. And then that last sweeper, as the queen takes out the sweeper, the raid is basically over. It was the last real defense to these loons to kind of push everything back and make it deal a lot of damage. Pops up all over the place, and right as the loons get to the air defense with the queen, the hound pops, just absolutely textbook. A great job. Squeak just absolutely dominating the space. This was the last 9 to be cleared. Even with the late, we had a later start time than what we typically do, facing these guys, and the 9s still were cleared very, very early in the war. Same with the 11. So props to all those involved on both ends of the spectrum. And we'll kind of finish close to where we started with GCH, our workhorse, man, absolutely ridiculous. Having just beautiful, it's going to look very familiar, a queen charge Lalo. I'm just totally wrecking this base as well. As queen kind of, you can see one that king down, he wants to kind of charge right up into the middle towards the CC across these air defenses towards the queen. So in come the Quakes. It's going to open everything nicely up, and I think this is just an absolute beautiful raid for what ends up happening. Queen gets access to so many high value air defensive troops, and not even having a poison, and not having a poison with a very kind of deadly CC. A lot of times you'll see this CC comp take out these kind of queen charges and people will die, and that's because he had a Valk. So if you're ever doing these attacks and you're like, why is this not working for me? Even when I'm using a rage, it's because he had a Valk in there that really helped take care of the skeletons and didn't overwhelm the queen and kind of kept that witch back just a little bit. So in comes the second rage, and that's just going to go ahead and allow his queen to get through the expo and start working through this base. And then here comes the Lalo, just targeting all these outside defenses. Sweeper number 2 goes down, which means everything's going to move kind of unimpeded through this base. And the hounds were tanking for so long. The hound deployment was absolutely wonderful. And then just collapsing on the rest of these defenses, just really these air defenses left and a couple point defense that can even hurt anything in the air. It's that Tesla and the Archer Tower. So as the hound does go ahead and pop, does have a few backside loons that he'll use to take out the Archer Tower, which is wonderful. And then everything's just kind of working around on those cannons and getting over to that Tesla. But as you can see, there's a huge pack of loons, and that Tesla's just not going to be able to keep up. And those pups are there as well. Didn't need a whole lot of help. There's this extra rage spell, an extra loon, 2 extra minions, 2 extra archers. Just ultimate swag right here. Great job, GCH. And swag the queen ability too. So great job to everybody here at the Swarm. We're obviously thrilled to be starting our season at 2-0. Good luck to all you over there at WHF with the rest of your season. So next week I should have had this up. I'm not sure offhand who we have. It is 6S. Oh, so that'll be a big matchup. We'll be facing 6S. I can't say that word. It's 6S next week. They're also 2-0, so another big matchup for us. No rest for the wicked. But until then, guys, yeah.